Guys, welcome back to the stream.
I have
Guys,
welcome
back to the stream.
the exact
Let's see. Let's dive into some English preparation. Our main channel, this channel main motto is learn anything, learn something, learn every day, anytime, at anywhere, everywhere. Be productive until you dawn. Okay, let me check my live is going good or not. Something learn. Yeah, there is no issue in life. Anywhere, everywhere. Let's dive into Gemini. Where is Gemini? Here it is. Hey Gemini. Hey Gemini, can you hear me? Let's close and try it again. Hey Gemini, hello.
Hello there. How can I help you today?
Yeah. Do you mind our yesterday test?
Sure, I can help you with that. What would you like to know about our test yesterday?
I wanna resume my test after conjunction. What's the topic we have to cover?
So, after conjunctions, the next topic we were going to cover was prepositions. Would you like to go through some practice exercises for that? Or would you prefer to move on to a new topic?
No, let's get into preposition and you can ask me some questions and I will provide you the answers. Let's see.
Alright, let's start with this simple one. The book is dash the table. What's the correct preposition?
On the
That's
table.
right. Here's another one. Absolutely. How about this? He is sitting dash his desk. What's the preposition in this sentence?
On his desk.
Not quite. Think about where someone would sit in relation to their desk. Usually, it's in a chair near it. So the correct answer would be at his desk. Shall we try another one?
Yeah, let me know the options.
Oh, of course. For the sentence, he is sitting dash his desk, the options are A, on, B, in, C, at. Which one do you think is correct?
At you have already told the answer.
You're right, I did. My apologies. Let's move on to the next question. The cat is dash the box. Options A, in, B, on, C, under. Which is it?
In the box.
Correct. The cat is in the box. Last one for now. He sat on the chair dash the table. Options A, under, B, beside, C, at. Which one fits?
Beside, I think so.
That's right. He sat on the chair beside the table. You've got the hang of it. Do you want to continue with prepositions or move on to the next topic?
Let me have some difficult questions on prepositions.
Okay, let's see what else I've got. How about this one? She excels dash public speaking. Options A in, B at, C on. Which one do you think is the most appropriate?
At.
That's right. At is the correct preposition in this case. Well done. Shall we try another one?
Yeah.
Alright, here's another one. The meeting is scheduled dash 3 pm. Options A at, B on, C in. What do you think?
At.
Yes, that's right. The meeting is scheduled at 3 pm. You're doing really well. Would you like another challenging question?
Yeah, I need a more difficult, harder question.
Okay, let's try this one then. The painting has a striking resemblance dash a photograph. Options A to, B with, C in. What do you think is the best answer?
In is must be the best.
Not quite. The correct preposition here is to. The phrase resemblance to is what we typically use. Would you like another try?
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. He was forced to adapt his behavior dash the new conditions. Options A to, B in, C on. Which one do you think it is?
To the new conditions.
You're absolutely right. To is the correct preposition here. It shows the relationship between adapt and the new conditions. You've mastered this one. Are you ready to move on to a new topic? Or would you like a few more questions on prepositions?
Is there any preposition which we have skipped so far?
Well, we've covered quite a few, like on, in, at, beside, and to. But there are many more, like over, under, through, around, and by. Shall we explore some of these now?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay, let's try one with over. The bird flew dash the house. Would you say the bird flew over the house, under the house, or around the house?
I think you have already told the answer. Let's try one with over. Then the over must be the answer.
You caught me. Yes, over is the correct answer in that sentence. How about this one? She often goes walking around the park. Options A in, B by, C around. Which one makes the most sense?
Around. Now also you have told the answer around. Be cautious while talking.
Under the bridge would make sense? Is that the answer you were looking for?
Around.
Around the bridge would also be a valid option depending on the context. Would you like to try another one?
Yeah.
Okay, how about this one? The cat is hiding dash the sofa. Options A in, B by, C under. Which one do you think is correct?
Under.
Absolutely. Under the sofa is the correct answer. You're doing so well with these. Would you like to keep practicing or move on to another topic?
Let's move on to another topic and explore.
Alright, what topic are you interested in exploring next? We could go over verbs, adverbs, adjectives, or something else. What sounds good to you?
I think we have covered prepositions, conjunctions, adverb, and con- what we have had so far yesterday.
Yesterday we covered conjunctions and prepositions. Adverbs were from a previous session. Would you like to practice adverbs or explore a new topic like verbs or adjectives?
Yeah, let's go with adjectives and verb.
Great! Let's start with adjectives. Can you describe a beautiful place you visited using an adjective?
Here, what is an adjective? I don't have any idea on that.
Oh, no worries. I can clarify that for you. An adjective is a word that describes or modifies a noun or pronoun. For example, in the sentence, the blue car is beautiful, blue and beautiful are adjectives. Did that clear it up for you?
I need some more examples.
Of course. Think of words like happy, sad, tall, short, exciting, or boring. They give us more information about nouns. For instance, the happy dog barked loudly. Here, happy is the adjective describing the dog. Does that make a little more sense?
Yeah.
Great! So now that we have a better understanding of adjectives, can you give me an example of a beautiful place you visited using an adjective?
I have visited OTE on 2022. It was so good.
That's great. So, how can we describe Ooty using an adjective here? You could say Ooty was a beautiful place or Ooty was a good place. Which adjective would you like to use?
Good place.
Good is an excellent adjective to use. So, you could say Ooty was a very good place. Would you like to try another adjective or move on to verbs?
Yeah, let's move on to verbs.
Perfect. Now, verbs express actions or states of being. Can you tell me what did you do in Ooty? For example, I visited the botanical gardens. What else did you do there? That.
I have walked in and around the shooting spot.
Okay, walked is a good verb. So you could say I walked in and around the shooting spot. Now can you think of another verb to describe what you did there?
Let's move on to the tenses if possible.
Absolutely. Tenses tell us when an action takes place. We can talk about past, present or future tenses. Which tense would you like to focus on first?
Maybe in, in past tense.
The past tense often indicates actions that have already taken place. For example, I visited OT last year. Here, visited is in the past tense. Does that make sense?
Yes. Is there any trick of using tenses in the conversation? Is there any small trick?
Here's a little trick. Try to use the same tense consistently when describing an ongoing situation. If you're talking about something that happened in the past, keep using past tense verbs unless you need to refer to a different time period. Does that make sense?
Can you provide an example in a corporate scenario?
Certainly. In a corporate scenario, you might say, yesterday I attended the meeting, reviewed the reports, and sent out the follow-up emails. All the verbs are in the past tense to reflect completed actions. Does that make sense?
I need more and more.
Sure. Here's another one. Yesterday, I received an email from the client, replied to their queries, and scheduled a follow up call. Can you identify the verbs in this sentence?
Received, replied, or the verbs.
Yes, that's right. Scheduled is also in the past tense. You've got the hang of it. Would you like to try some verbs in the present tense now?
No, let me explore past tense more and more. If I received instead of I have received, what is the correct sentence?
Both I received and I have received are grammatically correct, but they serve slightly different purposes. I received is in the simple past tense and typically refers to a specific time in the past, while I have received is in the present perfect tense and often emphasizes the connection between the past action and the present situation. Does that make sense?
If I want to tell the past scenario, then I have to use only, I have to skip have, right?
Exactly. If you want to talk about a completed action at a specific time in the past, you can just use the simple past tense without have. So instead of I have received, you say I received. Does that make sense?
Yes, can you please tell me more examples on it with this sentences corporate scenario?
Yes, of course. In the corporate scenario, instead of saying I have submitted the report, you could say I submitted the report. Or instead of she has emailed the clients, you could say she emailed the clients. Is the difference clear?
Yeah.
Great. Now that the past tense is clear, would you like to practice the present tense with corporate scenarios?
No, I want to, you have to give me three options. I will find which is past, okay?
Alright, challenge accepted. Here are your three options. A. I will call the client tomorrow. B. I called the client yesterday. C. I am calling the client at the moment. Which one is in the past tense?
Option B is in the past tense.
Correct. I called the client yesterday is in the past tense. Well done. Would you like to try another set of options?
Yes, please.
Okay, here's your next set of options. A. She is presenting the report now. B. She will present the report tomorrow. C. She presented the report last week. Which one is in the past tense?
She presented the report last week.
Correct again. She presented the report last week is perfectly in the past tense. You're getting the hang of it really well. Would you like to continue with more examples?
Yes, I need more examples and difficult examples.
Okay, let's make it a bit more challenging. Which of these sentences is in the past tense? A. The complex project was launched ahead of schedule. B. The complex project is being launched this week. C. The complex project will be launched next month. Choose the correct option.
A.
Well done. Option A, the complex project was launched ahead of schedule, is perfectly in the past tense. Would you like a few more difficult ones?
Maybe one or more two.
Okay, one more tough one. Which sentence is in the past tense? A, the team has regularly updated the stakeholders throughout the project. B, the team regularly updated the stakeholders throughout the project. C, the team is regularly updating the stakeholders throughout the project. Choose the past tense option.
Maybe the option B is right.
You are absolutely right. Option B, the team regularly updated the stakeholders throughout the project, is perfectly in the past tense. Excellent job. Would you like to continue with more examples or explore a different topic?
Yeah, let's cover uh, where can we use could, can, shall, should, may, might.
That's a great question. These are called modal verbs. Can I explain how each one is used? Or would you prefer to focus on a particular one to begin with?
Yeah, I wanna know all of those. So please start with anyone.
Alright, let's start with could. Could is used to talk about past abilities or a polite way to ask for permission. For example, I could swim when I was a child, or could you please pass me the salt? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Great. Shall we move on to can then? Can is used to talk about current abilities or informal permissions. For example, I can speak 3 languages, or can I borrow your pen? Does that make sense?
Yeah, then where we can use could be, can be.
We use could be and can be in a few different ways. Can be is used to talk about the general possibility of something. For example, it can be very hot in Chennai in May. Could be is used to talk about a specific possibility in the present or future. For example, it could be wrong, but I think that's the principle. Do you want some more examples?
Yes, I'm not clear on this.
No problem. Let's try to understand this with a few more examples. Can be is used to say something is possible in general, like mistakes can be made. This means mistakes are possible. Could be is used to talk about a specific possibility in the present or future, like it could be wrong, but that looks like a new car. This means I might be wrong, but that's what I think. How about trying to give me an example yourself? You can try either of them.
I can be good.
That's a good start. I can be good generally means that you are capable of being good. Now, how would you use could be in a similar sentence? Give it a try.
I could be good if I'm not wrong.
That's a good example.
Can we get the last prompt?
I am unable to retrieve the last prompt that was sent. Would you like me to repeat the last thing I said? Or
Yeah.
would you like to give me a Would you like me to repeat the last thing I said or give you a new prompt? Please let me know.
Yes. You you have to say, you have to repeat.
Of course. I asked if you would like me to repeat the last thing I said or give you a new prompt. Please let me know.
Where should we use be?
We use be in various contexts. For example, to talk about identity, to describe states of being, or to form continuous tenses. Can you give me an example of a sentence you have in mind?
I can be perform very well in exams.
That's a great goal. Using can be there is slightly incorrect. It would be better to say, I can perform very well in exams or I am capable of performing very well in exams. Would you like to try another sentence?
Why here be or not using here doesn't match here?
You are absolutely right to point that out. We wouldn't usually say I can be perform because can is a modal verb and should be followed by the base form of the verb, which is perform here. Adding be makes it grammatically incorrect. Does that make sense?
Why it was incorrect grammatically? Is there any specific reason?
Yes, there's a specific reason. Can is a modal verb, and modal verbs are always followed by the base form of a verb without any connecting particle to. So, can perform is correct, while can be performed is not. Is there another sentence you'd like to try?
Okay. Let's focus on something modal verbs.
Alright, let's dive into modal verbs. Modal verbs are special verbs that express possibility, necessity, or ability. Some examples are can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, and would. Would you like me to explain the usage of any particular modal verb?
Yeah, let's dive into all of these one by one.
Wonderful. Let's begin with can. Can is used to express ability, possibility, or to make polite requests. For example, you can say, I can speak 3 languages, or can I borrow your book? Would you like to try making a sentence with can?
Absolutely, but here you can provide the sentence. I will choose which modal verb is suitable for this one. Okay.
Excellent idea. Here's your sentence. The children be playing in the park right now. Which modal verb would you choose?
Might be.
Might be wouldn't quite work in that sentence. Might is used to talk about possibility, but here you are describing something that is happening right now. In this case, we would say the children might be playing in the park right now, or even better, the children are playing in the park right now. Does that make sense?
Yes, but here you have to provide some options. Then only I have to choose. I will choose one best option to fit in it.
Understood. Here are your options. A. Can be. B. Must be. C. Are. D. Should be. The sentence is, the children be playing in the park right now. Which one fits best?
Are.
That's absolutely correct. Are is the best option to complete the sentence, making it, the children are playing in the park right now. Well done. Shall we move on to the next?
But here I have one question. Are comes under modal verbs? It does not comes under modal verbs, right?
You are absolutely right. Are is not a modal verb. It is a form of the verb to be and is used as an auxiliary verb in the present continuous tense. My apologies for the confusion. Would you like to go back to practicing modal verbs?
Yes, I have told only about modal verbs. Don't ask any other question and keep on confusing me.
My apologies. Let's focus solely on modal verbs. How about we try another sentence where you can choose from a given set of modal verbs? Would that be alright?
Yes.
Great. Here's the sentence. You be going to the market tomorrow. Which modal verb would you choose from these options? A. Can. B. Must. C. Will. D. Should. What do you think?
Will.
Yes. Will is the perfect choice. It makes the sentence, you will be going to the market tomorrow, which is grammatically correct. Would you like to try another one?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the next one. She be coming to the party later. Your options are A. Can. B. Must. C. May. D. Should. Which one fits best?
She. May.
May works perfectly in that sentence. It makes it, she may be coming to the party later, which expresses possibility. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Here's the next sentence. You be careful when crossing the road. Your options are A. Can. B. Must. C. May. D. Should. What do you think?
You should be careful when crossing the road.
That's correct. Should is the perfect modal verb here as it expresses advice or recommendation. So the sentence becomes, you should be careful when crossing the road. Would you like to try another one?
Yes.
Wonderful. Here's the next sentence. They be arriving tomorrow evening. Your options are A. Can. B. Must. C. Will. D. Should. What do you think?
They will be arriving tomorrow evening.
Perfect. Will is the perfect choice here as it indicates a future event. The sentence becomes, they will be arriving tomorrow evening. Would you like to try another one?
Yeah, the last one, but the harder one.
Okay, the last one and the tougher one for you. If you don't hurry, you be late for the meeting. Your options are A. Can. B. Must. C. Might. D. Should. Take your time and think it through.
Don't hurry.
Might is the most appropriate modal verb here as it indicates a possibility or a potential outcome. So the sentence becomes, if you don't hurry, you might be late for the meeting. Congratulations! You've done well with these modal verbs. Would you like to try some more or move on to something else?
Yeah, the last but not the least one.
Absolutely. Here's the sentence. She be the fastest runner in the class. Your options are A. Can. B. Must. C. May. D. Should. What do you think?
She may.
May is a good guess, but not quite right in this context. Here, we want to express possibility or conjecture. So, might would be the better choice, making it she might be the fastest runner in the class. How about we try one more, just to solidify your understanding?
Yes.
Great. Here's the last one for you. You be studying for your exams if you want to do well. Your options are A. Can. B. Must, C. May, D. Should. What do you think?
You should or must can be better, but I will go with should.
That's a great choice. Should is perfectly suitable here as it expresses advice or recommendation. Must would also work, adding a stronger sense of obligation. So both would be correct in this context. It seems you have a good handle on modal verbs now. Is there anything else you'd like to practice?
Let's focus on another thing.
Alright. What topic would you like to explore next? Feel
Let's
free to suggest.
explore this one again, but not for not having the same options like can, must, might. Let's have some more options like could be, can be, might be, should be, shall be, will be, would be.
I understand. You'd like me to use modal verbs followed by be in the options this time. Let's try this one. The package be arriving tomorrow. Your options are A could be, B can be, C might be, D should be, E shall be, F will be. What's your best guess?
Will be.
Will be is a great choice for that sentence. It indicates a future event, making the sentence, the package will be arriving tomorrow. Well done. Would you like to try another one with these new options or move on to something else?
Yes, I need five more sentence to guess.
Absolutely. Here's the first one of the next five. She be coming to the party later, but I'm not sure. Your options are A could be, B can be, C might be, D should be, E shall be, F will be. What do you think?
Might.
Might be is perfect for that sentence as it expresses possibility. Here's the second one. The show be ending soon, so we should watch it. Your options are A could be, B can be, C might be, D should be, E shall be, F will be. What do you think?
The show will be ending soon, so we should watch it. Oh no, better, shall.
Shall be sounds great in that sentence. Here's the fourth one. We be starting the meeting very soon. Your options are A could be, B can be, C might be, D should be, E shall be, F will be. What do you think?
Will.
Will be works perfectly here. And now the last one for this set. They be arriving late today as there's a lot of traffic. Your options are A could be, B can be, C might be, D should be, E shall be, F will be. What do you think?
They might be arriving late today as there is a lot of traffic. Or they will be. I don't have the correct option. I'm so confused. I'll choose two options could be and will be.
It's completely understandable to feel confused when there are multiple options that seem possible. In this case, could be and will be both work perfectly fine, depending on the nuance you want to convey. Could be suggests a possibility, while will be indicates a future event. So, your choices are correct. Would you like to move on to another topic or try a few more sentences with these modal verb forms?
Yeah, you can do a speech between a team leader and analyst using these model verbs for a 2 minute conversation. Is it possible?
Yes, it's possible. What were you wondering about exactly?
Yeah, now you start your conversation with like uh, with the team leader and an analyst in finance term and what they are speaking using these model verbs.
Alright, let's see what they might be discussing. Team leader. Good evening, Neha. Could you provide me with the quarterly performance summary? I need to prepare a report for the board meeting tomorrow. Analyst. Good evening, sir. I am just finalizing the figures. It should be ready by end of day today. We might need to reevaluate some of the investment strategies based on the data. Team leader. I see. We can schedule a brief meeting for that tomorrow. You will have the detailed report for me by then? Analyst. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I will ensure it's comprehensive. How does that sound?
Yeah, can you project one by one?
Absolutely. Here's I'll present you with 5 sentences and you can guess the best modal verb for each from the options provided. Here's the first sentence. You be careful when crossing the road. Your options: A could be, B can be, C might be, D should be, E shall be, F
Hold
will
on,
be.
let's move on to the next topic.
Alright. Switching topics? What would you like to discuss now? Anything you're interested in?
Let's go into debate.
Okay, a debate. What motion would you like to propose?
Mm, work from home is good or not?
Work from home. Good or not? That's a great topic for debate. What's your stance? Would you like to argue for or against work from home?
I am supporting work from home.
Alright, you're on the side of supporting work from home. What are your key arguments to support this position?
Yeah. While doing work from home, there is no need to come to office and staying in office throughout the days.
That's a valid point. The flexibility of not having to commute and being able to work from anywhere is a significant advantage. What else can you bring to the table in support of work from home?
Yeah, while doing work from home, we will eat whatever we want whenever we want. We don't have to dress up ourselves properly. We have to be i- in our night dress or something, the dress which we are comfortable. There are no need to come to office as we are working from home. We have if it is for women, they have to concentrate on their family. They used to keep their children safe and keep on watching them what they are doing while doing work.
That's a significant benefit for working mothers in particular, allowing them to better manage their childcare responsibilities while working from home. Are there any other advantages you see?
So many of advantages. Now you have to provide your counterpoint on it.
Those are indeed some compelling advantages. However, on the counter side, work from home can also lead to feelings of isolation and disconnect from the team and company culture. What are your thoughts on that?
For that, we have teams. We will connect them with over online. There are no need to speak about isolation.
That's true. With tools like Teams, there are ways to stay connected. However, do you think the quality of connection online is the same as in person interactions? And do you see any other potential drawbacks we should discuss?
Usually not agree with your point. We will connect from everywhere through online. So I don't agree your point.
Okay, I understand you disagree that online connections are different from in person ones. So, are there any other drawbacks you can think of for work from home?
No, you have to project your view on what home is good, not good from your side. I am supporting work from home, so I will not provide any points for you.
Okay, I understand. So, arguing against work from home, one could argue that maintaining a healthy work life balance can be more challenging. The lack of a physical workspace.
Break. Let's have a break.
All right, let's take a quick break then. What would you like to do during this break? We could chat about something else entirely or just relax for a while.
Guys, I am back. Guys, I am back.
ट्रेडिंग में सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम पता है क्या होता है? कैपिटल का शॉर्टेज। कभी स्टॉक पसंद आता है बट
Did you know the average person comes up with 6 to 7 business ideas in their lifetime? And maybe you've already had one too. Just chilling in your notes app right now, waiting for some day. But here's the thing. Most people never actually do anything with those ideas. Not because the ideas suck. They don't. It's just people get stuck. Like, where do you even start? Do you build a website first? Try to find a co-founder? Do you need a logo? Do you quit your job? It's like your brain opens 50 tabs at once. And none of them load. So you just kind of do nothing. That's where the lean startup comes in. It's a super practical method to actually start, even if you've got zero experience. In this video, I'm breaking it all down for you, step by step. So by the end, you'll know exactly how to take your idea, no matter how small or half-baked it feels, and start turning it into a real business. First, let's talk about why 90% of startups fail. And trust me, it's not because the founders were lazy or had bad ideas. Most startups fail because they follow a plan that sounds smart, but is completely backward. Here's what usually happens. Someone gets excited about an idea. They write a long, fancy business plan, get some money, hire people, build the product, launch it, and then wait, and keep waiting. Meanwhile, nothing's happening. No users, no traction, no real feedback, just a bunch of wishful thinking. And the worst part, they've already spent years building something that nobody wanted in the first place. That's the old school way of doing startups, and it's broken. Building the product is not the hard part anymore. With tools like Shopify, Notion, Webflow, AI, you can build things fast. The real challenge is building the right thing. And that's exactly where the lean startup comes in. Start with a minimum viable product. So here's where we start building, but not in the way most people think. See, this is the part where most new founders mess up. They get an idea and they vanish into a cave for 6 months, coding like mad scientists, designing the logo, crafting the perfect app, talking to no one, and then they launch it and it flops. Now, what if I told you you're not supposed to build the whole product right away? In fact, you shouldn't. You need to start with something way simpler, your minimum viable product, or MVP. Let me give you an example. You know Dropbox, right? It looks super polished now, but when they started, they didn't build a single line of code. Instead, they made a short demo video just showing how Dropbox would work if it existed. That's it, a simple video. And guess what? People watched it, loved the idea, and signed up for the waitlist. That waitlist grew like wildfire. And the best part, they hadn't even built the product yet. That's an MVP done right. Here's another one, Zappos. You know, the giant online shoe store? Their founder, Nick Swinmurn, didn't build a massive inventory system or fancy website. He just went to local shoe stores, took photos of the shoes, and listed them online. If someone bought a pair, he'd run to the store, buy it full price, and ship it himself. So what can you do? Seriously, ask yourself right now, what's the simplest version of the idea I can test this week? Not next year or after you learn to code. Could you make a landing page with a sign-up button that doesn't actually lead anywhere, just to see if people click? Could you post a sketch of your product on Instagram and ask, would you buy this? Could you fake the back end with Google Sheets just to get a few test users? Because here's the thing, an MVP isn't about launching, it's about learning. You don't need a final product, you just need a signal, a reaction, a yes or a no. That tiny signal tells you if you're on the right track before you waste months and money building something no one wants. So, don't build a castle, build a tent. Set it up fast, see who walks in, and listen to what they say. And once they're inside, that's when we move to the next step, figuring out exactly how to measure what's working and what's not. We'll get to that in a second. But first, what's your MVP idea? Drop it in the comments. The build, measure, learn loop. Awesome. You've set up your tent, your MVP. You've put it out into the world. Now what? Here's where most people panic. They either stare at their product waiting for some kind of magic, or they obsess over making it better without actually knowing what better means. This is where the build, measure, learn loop comes in. And this right here, this is the heartbeat of the lean startup method. Let me break it down real simple. You build something small, you measure how people use it, you learn from it, then repeat. Sounds obvious, right? But here's the catch. Most people skip the measure and learn part. They just build, like a chef cooking meal after meal, never letting anyone taste it. Let me give you a story to make it stick. Imagine you're baking cookies. You whip up this wild chocolate chili lavender combo, and you think it's genius. You hand it to your friend, and they take one bite and did not like it. Now here's the smart move. Instead of making 100 more chili cookies, you ask, what didn't you like? They say, it was too spicy. So you dial back the chili, you try again. That's build, measure, learn. Now apply that to your business. Like remember the Dropbox video from earlier? That was their build. The views, the signups, the shares, that was their measure. And what they learned? People desperately wanted simple file syncing. That gave them the green light to go full throttle. Another great example is Buffer. When they started, they didn't build a product at all. Just a landing page with a pricing plan. When someone clicked a plan, they saw a coming soon message. But that told them exactly what people were willing to pay for before they built a single feature. Now, here's where most people mess up. They either don't measure anything, or they collect data and then ignore what it's screaming at them. Learning means being brutally honest with yourself. And sometimes what you learn surprises you in the best way. Take Airbnb. In the early days, they thought the website was the issue. They tried redesigns and tweaks. But the real problem? The photos. Listings had dark, ugly, blurry pictures. So the founders literally grabbed a camera, knocked on doors in New York, and started taking professional photos themselves. Guess what happened? Bookings went up. A lot. And they learned something they didn't expect. Better photos equals more trust and more bookings. Simple, right? That was their learn moment. So here's how you can do it. Build the smallest version of your idea you can actually show someone. Measure how real people behave, not what they say, but what they do. Learn from it. Not just, is this working, but why or why not? Adjust, then loop again. Validate assumptions with real.
ट्रेडमार्क के लिए आप अप्लाई तो करते हो पर मिलता है बस तारीख पे तारीख और हर दिन ब्रांड आइडेंटिटी चोरी होने का डर और जो नहीं मिला वो है अब
Customers. Alright, remember when we talked about building a minimum viable product? That's you testing your big idea. Like, will anyone even care about this? You toss it into the world and see if people bite. But here's where we go deeper. Because even if your MVP works, it might be working for the wrong reason. Or it might be hiding little problems that'll explode later. So now it's time to validate your assumptions. Let me explain. Let's say you want to sell handmade candles. Your MVP is a stall at the local Sunday market with 3 candle scents. You get a few sales. Nice, that's promising. But now the question becomes, why did people buy? Did they love the scent? Was it the good packaging? Was it because your price was low? Would they buy again? Or was it a one-time thing? See where we're going with this? You're not just testing the product anymore, you're testing the reasons behind it. Again, when Dropbox launched, their MVP was a video. But what they were really doing was validating a hidden assumption. People will understand the value of syncing files across devices just from watching a video. That's risky, but it worked. People got it, signed up like crazy, and they hadn't even written the full code yet. Same with Nick from Zappos. He didn't just test if people wanted shoes online. He tested if they trusted a no-name site enough to pay up front for something they couldn't try on. That's a trust assumption. And it passed. You don't need fancy tools. Just talk to people. Observe. Ask things like, what made you choose that one? Would you buy this if it were $2 more? If I wasn't here next week, would you look me up online? Here's the trick though. Don't treat feedback like compliments. Treat it like a map. And here's a fun way to think about it. Building an MVP is like opening the curtain. Validating assumptions is like checking if the audience is clapping or just politely blinking. Now, what if your assumptions are wrong? What if people don't react the way you expected? Pivot before it's too late. Let's talk about the pivot. This is where a lot of dreams either die quietly or get smarter and explode into something better. When I say pivot, I don't mean quitting. I don't mean giving up.
September 2024. Amazon announces its plan to cut back on layers of middle management. More than 13,000 managers came at risk of losing their jobs. By March end, the actual number of layoffs far exceeded that estimate. Who were the targets? Project managers, team leads, communication staff, and middle managers, who were overseeing fewer than 8 direct reports. Some managers were even asked to move a level down to individual contributor roles. Amazon's leaked internal documentation stated to put a pause on hiring any new managers because recently they had been hiring more managers than entry-level employees. Amazon's structure had become diamond-shaped. All of this was happening in direct response to Amazon CEO Andy Jassy's September note. Increase the ratio of individual contributors to managers by at least 15%. But this wasn't an isolated Amazon incident. In the last 1 year, Microsoft has laid off 26,135 positions. Intel, more than 24,000, and Google has laid off 35% of their small team managers and 10% of their overall management layer. Most of them, you guessed it right, middle management. Back in India, the IT services behemoth TCS is gradually culling over 12,000 roles, mainly targeting mid-level managers with 10 plus years of experience and senior management unable to adapt to AI. Their logic is simple. We need 225 billable days a year. It does not matter if you're an unassigned junior resource or a manager that's stuck at the same level. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg perfectly captured this sentiment when he criticized the practice of hiring managers, managing managers, managing managers, managing the people who actually do the work, hinting that middle managers were bloating the corporate structures without adding any clear value. Back at Amazon, Andy created a bureaucracy mailbox for employees to submit examples of excessive processes that could be limited. He received over 500 emails and acted on 150. So, what exactly is happening to our corporate structure? Gartner predicts that by 2026, 1 in 5 companies will use AI to completely eliminate more than half of their current middle management. And no, this is not just a phase. It is a systemic, a seismic shift to our modern business landscape. And in the last 5 years, middle managers have gone from being expected to manage 3 to 6 employees today, which is a 100% increase. But Amazon believes that number should actually be 8. And if you can't step up, then well, it's being called the Great Flattening. Companies are strategically eliminating the redundant layers from the pyramid, making it flatter and less hierarchical. Lean, mean, and agile is the new framework. It's being fueled by the recent ease in automations, a relentless push for efficiency, and the need for cost cutting, and it is being felt across all domains. And in all of this, the jobs that were thought to be the safest are suddenly on the chopping block. AI is dropping a massive nuke on the corporate businesses. Those who have just entered or will be entering have time to prepare for the blast. The leaders have strategic advantages and can often outrun the blast, even if they're the CEO of Astronomer. But what about the middle managers? My name is Lavina Kamath, and here's the full disclosure. We're very excited to be a part of the 01 Media Network. Together, we will bring you well-researched videos on careers, different industries, and the evolving job market. And if you like the videos we make for you, please show us your support by hitting the subscribe button. If you really think about it, any work requires only 2 components: a thought unit, the idea or strategy, and an execution unit, the actual doing of the work. If you're a solo business, both of the units are you. But if you're a company of multiple people, there will be 2 personas: the thinkers at the top and the doers at the bottom.